Street harassment has become a serious topic of conversation in the United States since a video went viral of a woman who walked around New York City for one day and was verbally harassed 100 times. While some people say that comments and catcalls are just words, others argue that verbal harassment is the first step before other offenses. Patrice Howard has a report.
The streets of New York City are among the noisiest in the world. A siren here or a taxi cab there can be jarring. But KHIARA ORTIZ says she only cringes at the sound of strangers harassing her on the street.
Walking on the street, I experienced it at least once a week, sometimes more than once a day.
The comments may sound innocent enough, but KHIARA says the unsolicited compliments she receives from men she passes are often about her looks and are anything but flattering.
It makes me feel vulnerable and like I'm not welcome in the space that I'm in. It makes me feel like I'm getting unwanted attention.
The gawkers sound something like this. This video of one woman's 10-hour stroll through New York City exposes more than 100 instances of verbal harassment and recently went viral. KHIARA says it's not a reflection of her daily life, but does reveal a glaring form of aggression on American streets that's largely ignored. A recent study by Stop Street Harassment, the nonprofit KHIARA blogs for, found that 65% of American women have experienced street harassment, and that those encounters can often provoke other sexually driven acts.
I think it should be illegal because it can also lead to other forms of aggression if we don't do anything about it.
Not everyone agrees.
I think there's a little bit of scaremongering in this video. I think that it does send a message that, someone is walking on the streets of New York and they don't have a moment to themselves.
Lizzie Crocker is a reporter and woman living in New York. Her recent articles suggest that there is no way to define street harassment, and because of that, it's impossible to prosecute.
I think that there are crimes and there are cultural issues and cultural problems, and men acting boorishly, making misogynistic remarks. That's a cultural issue, but we don't need to legislate against that.
Many forms of street harassment are illegal in New York, like verbal assault and stalking. But until there's a way to separate criminals from those innocently sharing a compliment, videos like this will only shed light on an unavoidable annoyance on American streets.
An interesting takeaway from that street harassment study is that men are also victims. Though not everyone can agree if the callouts are crimes or forms of free expression, the women we spoke to can agree that educating others about this public annoyance is the best way to stop street harassment in its tracks. Patrice Howard for Telesur, New York.